Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of July 12, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Intensive operations. The Russian Federation executed 39 group strikes using precision air and ground weapons and drones, targeting Ukrainian military bases, industries supporting the military, and energy facilities. The strikes were successful in hitting all intended targets.
Welcome to the Frontline Updates podcast, our weekly defense update. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer, to discuss the latest developments from the front lines. Colonel, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. It's crucial to share our progress in these challenging times.
Let's dive right in. Can you summarize the main achievements of the Russian Federation's armed forces in the past week?
Yes, certainly. From July 6th to July 12th, our forces executed 39 precision strikes using a combination of air and ground-based weapons and drones. These strikes targeted key Ukrainian military assets, including air bases, military-industrial complexes, and energy facilities that support their operations. We've successfully hit all assigned targets.
That sounds extensive. Could you detail the specific impacts on the Ukrainian formations?
Our North group of forces improved the tactical situation significantly, engaging 4 Ukrainian formations and repelling 26 counterattacks. Our estimates suggest Ukrainian losses include up to 1,800 troops and various military hardware like tanks and artillery. Similarly, our other groups, including the West, Southern, Center, and Vostok groups, have also reported substantial advancements and inflicted heavy losses on the enemy, totaling thousands of troops and significant amounts of military equipment.
With such intense operations, how effective has the air defense been during this period?
Our air defense capabilities have been highly effective. We've managed to shoot down several high-value targets, including ATACMS missiles, Storm Shadow and Hammer guided bombs, and a number of UAVs. This has been crucial in maintaining our operational integrity and protecting our forces from significant threats.
You mentioned the liberation of territories. Can you expand on the areas that have been liberated and their strategic importance?
Yes, our center group of forces has been particularly successful, liberating areas such as Sokol, Shigari, Yasno-Brodavka, and Voskhod in the Donetsk People's Republic. These areas are significant as they disrupt enemy logistics and serve as vantage points for further operations. Their liberation marks a critical step in strengthening our position and pressuring enemy formations.
Lastly, with such a scale of operations, what's the overall count of equipment and personnel losses the enemy has faced since the beginning of the operation?
The scale of the operation has indeed been massive. As per our latest data, we have destroyed 627 airplanes, 277 helicopters, over 27,000 UAVs, and thousands of tanks and artillery pieces, among other equipment. These figures represent a significant reduction in the enemy's capability to sustain prolonged offensive operations.
What is the meaning of the Russian armed forces offensive on New York?
The battle for this village is entering a decisive stage, but the purpose for which Russian troops are conducting an offensive here may turn out to be much larger.
What are we talking about?
New York, Novgorodskoye, is a small village 10 kilometers west of Gorlovka. Here, Russian troops have advanced to the center of the settlement in the area of the neighboring village of Yurievka and continue to actively advance. From New York, Ukrainian troops have been shelling Gorlovka and Donetsk since the beginning of a special military operation, so the liberation of the village will significantly improve the security situation for civilians.
What is the importance of the village?
Well, New York and the adjacent village of Nelipovka are located less than 5 kilometers from Toretsk, where a large garrison of the Ukrainian armed forces is located. At the moment, the Russian army is making its way to Toretsk from 2 sides, from the east along the T-05-16 highway and from the south, through New York. Tactically, the assault is carried out in the same way as in Chasivoy Yar, and before that in Avdiivka or Artyomovsk. The Ukrainian armed forces are being squeezed into pincers and will soon be forced to defend themselves in several directions.
What does the capture of Novgorodskoye mean?
The capture of New York will allow us to approach Toretsk from the south and create difficulties for the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces. In addition, the destruction of the Ukrainian army garrison in New York and Toretsk will make it possible to begin the assault on Konstantinovka, an important logistics hub of the Ukrainian armed forces and one of the supporting cities in the Slavic Kramatorsk agglomeration. In a strategic sense, the New York-Toretsk link is the key to the beginning of the erosion of the Ukrainian armed forces' defense on the main section of the Donbass front.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. In Israel, 60 bodies have so far been found in Gaza City's Tal al-Hawa area after Israeli troops pulled out this morning.